Hey guys, this is Darren. Uh, Located here in central Indiana, uh, the Jackley Homestead and Rabbitry on social media, Instagram and Facebook. So, this will be my first attempt at a YouTube video, so be gentle. I'm going to talk to you today about our automatic watering systems that we have for the rabbitry. Have two systems. I have the winter system and I have a summer system. Currently, I actually have them both running. Have one feeding into the other so that I only have to fill one system and it automatically fills the other system. So let's just kind of go over it a little bit here. All right, so this is kind of the heart of the system. Up top, I've got three 5-gallon buckets. They are all piped together with some 1/2-inch pipe, so they are all linked together. I've got a fill. This is all 1/2-inch PVC. I've got a fill pipe at the top. Comes down. Might be a little difficult to see with the sun coming in the back there, but I've got just a garden hose coming in and a little valve. Turn that on, turn it off. It goes up, fills the center bucket, and with the pipes connecting the two, it fills all three buckets. Comes from there. I've got it piped out of the center of the bucket to a T. The T goes out, and I've got two runs over here. One feeds this first cage, and then the other one goes on and feeds the other. This side over here is a little prettier. So it comes out and has a T. This T actually comes down, and I've got a valve here. And this is what goes down and fills my winter system during the summertime. I do not run the top system during the wintertime, and as you can see, I've just got a little float valve in here, and it just fills this bottom system as they drink. So, and the little float valve shuts it off so that the bottom system does not get overfilled. So it just continues on over and across. And I've got another T, and it comes down, and so I've kind of have a manifold system here where I go across and just take T's off of it, and so they come down, and then you just have your little nipples here. I found that these little nipples work pretty good. They're really inexpensive off of Amazon. They are 1/8-inch thread, so they just thread in. And I also put valves on the bottoms of all of these so that if I need to drain the system, I can easily just open the valve and drain the system. So it all comes off of this main pipe up top, and then just same thing comes across. And these are all pretty much the same thing, just valves at the bottom and the nipples there coming off of the T's. So that's pretty much the extent of my summer system. It's pretty straightforward. It's just the top system, and it's just gravity fed. It just tees out and feeds all these nipples at the bottom. Pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty simple. I like the 1/2-inch PVC. It's inexpensive, easy to work with, and very forgiving. Really, you don't get kinks like you do with the flexible tubing and the little cheap plastic tees and stuff that you get on the systems. I just think it's a little more rigid. So let's go with the circulating system. So this is my winter system. In the winter time, I would just replace this, unhook this here, so this would all be gone. This fill tube. So in the winter time, I don't operate the top system at all, just this bottom system. And I just bring 5-gallon bucket of water in and just top these buckets off. I don't use the garden hose, obviously, during the winter time. So these are also piped together, and it basically just comes out of the pipe. I've just got a flex hose there. And this is my pump. I've got 2 quick disconnects to remove the pump if I need to clean it for any reason, or any kind of maintenance or anything like that. I've got a valve on it. This is actually a 12-volt pump. It's got up here on the plug, it's just got the little transformer, so it's just a 12-volt pump, so it uses very little electricity. Has plenty of power to circulate enough water for my system here. So it just pumps water across and up. And so the trick that I have found with the winter watering system is not to use tees. So as you can see here on my nipple that I've got a new cage waiting, or on order, to go in this space between these 2 cages. So I've already got it plumbed in with 2 nipples for my 2 cages that are gonna hang in here. So as you can see, I just drilled and tapped directly into the side of the 1/2-inch PVC. Very effective. The heat of the water, because these nipples are metal, the metal conducted enough heat all winter long, and it was very cold. Like I said, here in central Indiana, it was down to 0 degrees, and never had a problem with my nipples freezing up, or any of the water system. So, and it just goes all along the backs. I've got along the backs of all the cages here. And then it goes up and over and down to the backs of these cages. So as you can see, just a little touch, they all get a little drink. And it goes across, all the way across. And then in this last cage, it just goes back up, and it just circulates back to the system. So it's just a complete loop. Goes out and around, and then back to the system. Worked excellent all winter long. Alright, so we're going to go over to the garage now, and I'll show you a little bit of some of the things that you will need for the system. Alright, so things you'll need. This is for the winter system. You will need 1/2-inch Schedule 40. So this is Schedule 40. You'll notice how thick the sidewalls of the pipe are. If it is not Schedule 40, the thickness of this pipe is only about half this thick, and you will not be able to drill and tap into the side of it. There's just not enough material there. So I bought these. They are at 1/8-inch pipe thread nipples. So I also bought a 1/8 inch by 27 NPT pipe tap, and you will need a drill bit. Here's my chart. So 1/8 inch pipe thread, you will use the 11/32 drill bit. So you'll need an 11/32 drill bit, a tap, your nipples if you use the ones with 1/8 inch thread, which is pretty standard, Teflon tape. When you wrap these threads with Teflon tape, make sure you don't get it between the little rubber gasket there that seals it, and so just make sure you don't get it between that, because if you do, you'll be taking it back out and getting that Teflon tape out of there, because it will cause it to leak. So that is pretty much what you'll need for the winter system. For the summer system, you'll need some tees, 1/2 inch PVC. I found these actually just glue into the tees, and they're 1/2 inch threaded. I found these on, I can't remember if I found these on Amazon or not. So that's what you'll need. One other thing to drill the holes in the bucket: step drill bit. You can get these pretty cheap. I see them oftentimes at Tractor Supply up there in the, a lot of times they'll have the little bins up towards the front where they have a whole bunch of miscellaneous tools for pretty inexpensive. You can get a set of these for probably less than $10, and it is super handy. Allows you to drill multiple sizes of holes. Works excellent for drilling big holes in buckets to make your systems. One other thing I have found is these are chain link fencing ties. They're super flexible, easy to bend, and the rabbits don't chew them. So much better to tie your system to your cages than wire ties. Rabbits will eat the wire ties, and then you're replacing wire ties. So I found that these little aluminum chain link fencing ties work great. So that's about all I can think of. So if you have any questions or any feedback, let me know. Hope this is helpful for you. Like I said, I know a lot of people are interested in automatic watering systems. I know I was, and especially in the wintertime, filling water bottles and changing water bottles that are frozen is not any fun. I think my system is very good. It worked all winter long without any kind of freezing or failure. And like I said, I really do think that the trick is to not use tees in your winter system, because that's where the water can't circulate properly. And so that's where it freezes. By drilling directly into the side of the pipe, the water, heated water, that's one other thing. I use, let me show you here. I've got them right here. So these are just your standard tank heat. So they're just your standard tank heaters. Got a couple of them here. Throw those in the bucket to keep the water from freezing, and that's how I heat my water during the winter time. I throw these in. They're safe for plastic buckets. I think I picked both these up at Rural King. I've had this one or one of these a couple years. They're probably $35, so they're not super cheap, but I have used these a couple years at least. So they seem to hold up well. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know. Thanks. Have a good day.